Qatar, a small nation on the Arabian Peninsula, is gaining more and more prominence on the world stage. With a rich history, a flourishing economy, and a growing role in global sporting events, this country has unique characteristics that make it fascinating. Amidst the desert dunes and the crystal-clear waters of the Persian Gulf, Qatar stands out as much for its ancient traditions as for its rapid urban development. Doha, its capital, is a vibrant example of modernity and culture, mixing futuristic skyscrapers with the charm of traditional markets. In today's video, we'll explore 12 incredible facts about this country. We'll talk about everything from its geography to its gastronomy, including its history, economy, daily life, and much more. Get ready to discover how Qatar transformed itself from a humble fishing settlement into one of the richest and most dynamic countries in the world. So welcome to a journey through Qatar, a true treasure of the Middle East. Number 1. Geographical location and climate. Qatar is located on the Arabian Peninsula, occupying a small peninsula that juts out into the Persian Gulf. It borders Saudi Arabia to the south and is surrounded by the sea in all other directions. With an area of approximately 11,600 square kilometers, it is one of the smallest countries in the Middle East. Qatar's geography is predominantly desert, with vast expanses of sand dunes and flat terrain, but it also has some rocky elevations. Qatar's climate is characterized by being arid, with extremely hot summers and mild winters. During the summer months, from June to September, temperatures can easily exceed 40 degrees Celsius, making outdoor life quite challenging. Winter, from December to February, brings more pleasant temperatures, ranging from 14 to 24 degrees Celsius. Precipitation is scarce and irregular, with most rainfall occurring between November and March. The geographical location and climate have a significant impact on daily life and the country's architecture, which includes buildings designed to cope with the intense heat and scarcity of water. Number 2. Qatar's history and formation. Qatar's history goes back thousands of years, with archaeological remains indicating human presence as far back as the Stone Age. Over the centuries, the region was inhabited by various nomadic tribes and served as an important trading point for ancient civilizations. During the Middle Ages, Qatar was influenced by regional powers such as the Sassanid Empire and the Abbasid Caliphate, which helped shape its culture and society. In the 18th century, the Al Thani family began to emerge as the dominant leadership in Qatar, establishing a dynasty that continues to this day. In 1800, Qatar signed a treaty with the British Empire, becoming a British protectorate, which guaranteed a certain stability and protection from external threats. This relationship with the British lasted until 1971, when Qatar declared its independence and began a process of modernization and accelerated development. Since the discovery of vast reserves of oil and natural gas in the 1940s, Qatar has experienced a radical economic transformation. From an economy based on fishing and pearl mining, the country has become one of the richest nations in the world, investing heavily in infrastructure, education, and health, preparing for a prosperous and sustainable future. Number 3. Most urbanized country in the world. Qatar stands out as the most urbanized country in the world, with more than 99% of its population living in urban areas. This extraordinary level of urbanization is the result of decades of massive investment in infrastructure and urban planning. Doha, the capital, exemplifies this intense urbanization with its impressive skyline filled with skyscrapers, modern residential and commercial complexes, and an efficient public transport network. Since the discovery of oil and natural gas, Qatar has channeled its resources into transforming its cities into centers of innovation and development. Ambitious projects such as the Pearl Qatar, an artificial island housing luxury apartments, marinas, and shopping areas, show the country's dedication to creating high-quality urban spaces. In addition, sustainable development is a priority, with several initiatives focused on green building and energy efficiency. Urbanization has also brought challenges, such as the need to manage natural resources, transport infrastructure, and public services. However, The Qatari government has addressed these challenges through innovative policies and continuous investment, ensuring that urban areas remain livable and efficient. This rapid and planned urbanization has made Qatar a remarkable example of how a country can evolve in a short time. Number 4. Doha and other major cities. Doha, the capital of Qatar, is the beating heart of the country. With a population of around 2.4 million, the city is a center of business, culture, and innovation. Doha is known for its modern and futuristic architecture, including iconic landmarks such as the Museum of Islamic Art, designed by renowned architect Eo Ming Pei, and the Aspire Tower, the tallest structure in Qatar. The city is also home to the Souk Waqif, a traditional market where visitors can find spices, handicrafts, and enjoy the local cuisine. In addition to Doha, other important cities in Qatar include Al Rayyan, a city that serves as a cultural and educational center, housing the Qatar Foundation, and several internationally renowned universities. Al Wakra, located south of Doha, is a growing city known for its beautiful beaches and a new stadium built for the 2022 World Cup. Messaid is an industrial city to the south, vital to the country's economy due to its oil refinery and natural gas facilities. Qatar's urbanization is not limited to its big cities. Projects such as Lusail City, a planned new city north of Doha, exemplify Qatar's ambition to expand its urban infrastructure. Lusail is being developed to accommodate more than 200,000 residents and will include residential, commercial, and leisure areas, and a marina. This project reflects Qatar's vision for the future, combining innovation, sustainability, and quality of life. These cities and projects highlight Qatar's commitment to urban development and creating vibrant modern environments for its residents and visitors. Number 5. Evolution of the Qatari economy. Qatar's economy has undergone a significant transformation in recent decades, driven mainly by the vast reserves of oil and natural gas. Before the discovery of these resources, the country's economy depended on fishing and pearl mining. The discovery of oil in the 1940s and later natural gas drastically changed Qatar's economic landscape. Qatar has one of the largest reserves of natural gas in the world and is the largest exporter of liquefied natural gas, also known as LNG. This sector has become the country's main source of revenue, allowing investment in infrastructure, education, health, and other vital sectors. Qatar Energy, a state-owned company, plays a central role in the exploration and production of these resources. In order to diversify its economy and reduce its dependence on hydrocarbons, Qatar has implemented the National Vision 2030, a strategic plan aimed at developing sectors such as tourism, finance, education, and technology. The country has also invested in large-scale infrastructure projects, including the construction of stadiums, roads, airports, and the modernization of the port of Hamad. In addition, Qatar has established special economic zones to attract foreign investment and foster the growth of small and medium-sized enterprises. Qatar's economy also benefits from a robust banking sector and a growing stock exchange. Qatar's sovereign wealth fund, the Qatar Investment Authority, manages the profits generated by oil and gas, investing globally in various sectors to ensure long-term economic stability. Number 6. Sports and international events. The 2022 World Cup, held in Qatar, was a significant milestone in the country's history. It was the first time the tournament had been held in the Middle East, reflecting Qatar's efforts to position itself as a global center for sporting events. Preparations for the event involved massive investments in infrastructure, including the construction of new stadiums, improvements to public transportation and urban development. Qatar built 8 new or renovated stadiums specifically for the World Cup, all equipped with advanced cooling technologies to combat the extreme summer heat. Among the most notable stadiums are Khalifa International Stadium, Al Janoub Stadium, and Lusail Stadium, which hosted the final of the tournament. These stadiums were designed with a focus on sustainability, using recycled and energy-efficient materials. In addition to the physical preparations, the event also provided a significant boost to Qatar's economy and international image. The World Cup attracted millions of global visitors and spectators, raising the country's profile and promoting local tourism and hospitality. The tournament also encouraged the development of soccer in the country, with training programs and investments in soccer academies. The successful hosting of the 2022 World Cup demonstrated Qatar's ability to organize large-scale international events and reinforced its role as an important global sports hub. In addition to soccer, Qatar continues to host a variety of international sporting events, including tennis, golf, and athletics tournaments, further cementing its reputation on the world sports scene. Number 7. Political system and government. Qatar is an absolute monarchy, ruled by the Al Thani family since the 19th century. The emir, who is the head of state, wields significant power and authority over all aspects of government. The current emir, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, took power in 2013, succeeding his father, Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani. The Qatari government is made up of the Council of Ministers, which is appointed by the emir and includes various ministries responsible for different sectors, such as the economy, health, education, and infrastructure. Although Qatar is an absolute monarchy, there have been efforts to modernize governance and include aspects of popular participation. In 2003, the country adopted a new constitution that provides for an advisory council, the Majlis al-Shura, made up of 45 members, 30 of whom are elected by popular vote, and 15 of whom are appointed by the emir. Qatar's judicial system is based on Sharia, which is Islamic law, and on codified civil laws. The judiciary is independent, but the emir has the final authority in judicial matters. Qatar also plays an active role in international diplomacy, being a member of several organizations, including the Arab League, the United Nations, and the Gulf Cooperation Council. The country has sought to mediate regional and international conflicts, strengthening its position as an influential player on the global stage. Number 8. Life in Qatar. Life in Qatar combines elements of Islamic tradition with the modernism of a rapidly developing country. The population is mostly made up of immigrants, who represent around 88% of the inhabitants, with the majority coming from Asia, Africa, and other parts of the Middle East. This multicultural environment influences many aspects of daily life in Qatar. Residents enjoy a high standard of living, benefiting from quality public services, including free health and education for Qatari citizens. The country has well-equipped hospitals and a robust education system, with several international universities establishing campuses in Doha. Security is high and the crime rate is low, contributing to a general sense of well-being. The cost of living can be high, especially in terms of housing and private education. However, salaries also tend to be competitive, attracting many qualified professionals. Modern infrastructure, including shopping centers, restaurants, and entertainment options, offers a wide range of activities for residents. Beaches, parks, and cultural events are popular with families and individuals. Social life is influenced by Islamic culture, with rules that reflect traditional values. Alcohol consumption is restricted to certain places, and the dress code tends to be conservative, especially in public spaces. However, Qatar is relatively liberal compared to some of its neighbors, with a more open and inclusive atmosphere for immigrants. Life in Qatar is constantly evolving, with the country striving to balance modernity and economic development with its rich cultural and religious traditions. Number 9. Culture and traditions. Qatar's culture and traditions are deeply rooted in Islamic heritage and Bedouin practices. Hospitality is a defining characteristic of Qatari society, reflected in the custom of offering Arabic coffee and dates to visitors. The majlis, social gatherings where various topics are discussed, are a common practice and fundamental to the country's social and political life. Traditional music and dance, such as the Arda, play a significant role in celebrations and festivities. The Arda is a sword dance performed by men, accompanied by drums and sung poetry. The arts are also valued, with the Museum of Islamic Art in Doha, housing a vast collection of artifacts that illustrate the region's rich cultural history. Traditional dress is another important expression of Qatari culture. Men usually wear the thobe, a long white robe, while women wear the abaya, a black garment that covers the body, often accompanied by the hijab or niqab. Qatari traditions are also reflected in the architecture, with modern buildings incorporating elements of Islamic and Bedouin design. The use of mashrabiyah, which are lattice windows and internal courtyards, are examples of how the past is integrated into the present. Religious festivals such as Ramadan and Eid are observed with great reverence, involving fasting, prayers, and community celebrations. Number 10. Predominant religion. The predominant religion in Qatar is Islam, with the majority of the population adhering to Sunni Islam. The Islamic faith plays a central role in everyday life, influencing laws, customs, and social practices. Mosques are common and play a vital role in the community, with calls to prayer 5 times a day. The country also celebrates important Islamic holidays, such as Ramadan and Eid al-Fitr, with great fervor. Although Qatar is an Islamic society, there is a certain religious tolerance, allowing expatriates to practice their religions in designated places. Number 11. Gastronomy and cuisine. Qatari cuisine reflects a rich mix of Arab, Indian, and Persian influences. Typical dishes include machbouz, a rice dish seasoned with spices and meat, usually chicken, lamb, or fish. Another popular delicacy is haris, made from slow-cooked wheat and meat. Qatari cuisine also highlights the use of dates, fresh seafood, and Arabic bread. Meals are often accompanied by aromatic Arabic coffee. In the souks, traditional markets, you can try a variety of snacks and sweets, such as lukaimat, fried dumplings with sugar syrup. Number 12. Doha Islands. Doha, the capital of Qatar, is surrounded by several artificial and natural islands that add to its urban charm. The most famous is the Pearl Qatar, an artificial island that offers luxury residences, marinas, stores, and high-class restaurants. Another notable island is Al Safliya, a popular destination for leisure activities such as boating, swimming, and water sports. These islands have been developed to enhance tourism and provide leisure spaces for residents and visitors alike, reflecting Qatar's ongoing effort to diversify its economy and attract international tourists. Qatar thus presents itself as a nation of fascinating contrasts and a promising future. From its rich culture to its modern development, the country continues to amaze the world. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more incredible explorations of our beautiful world. See you next time.